Well, for more on the potential impact of raising China's retirement age, I spoke to Andrew Masen. He's a senior fellow at the East-West Center and an economics professor at the University of Hawaii. I began by asking him how China's retirement policy stacks up against other countries.
Well, so there's quite a few differences, and I think this reform offers an opportunity for China to improve on the way that they are doing things. So one important goal is just to raise the retirement age. So in the United States, for example, you can retire and receive benefits as early as 62, but many people do it around 65 or 66. Some people wait to age 70 to receive their benefits. So they can raise the retirement age. That's the first thing I think that's essential. The second is to try to build more flexibility into the system. So, in the U.S., people can choose when they want to retire. Sometimes people have jobs that they can't do. They may be disabled and they want to retire at a relatively young age. Other people may find their work very valuable and rewarding and they want to continue. And the pension system should be designed to accommodate that. And then the third thing that I think China can do as part of this reform is to eliminate gender inequities. So right now, women can retire at age 55 and 50, or 50 if they're blue-collar workers, and men have to wait another 5 years. As a man, I don't see why we should be doing that. Women are as healthy as we are, and they're living longer, and they should be allowed to continue to be productive.
Now, another concern about China's older workers aging out of the labor force. What sort of impact do you expect that to have on China's economy?
Well, I think that's not really a concern, to tell you the truth. People have this idea, it sort of acts like there's a fixed workforce, and that if I leave my job, that's going to open something for someone else. That may be true at the firm level, but it's not true at the economy level. Older workers can create jobs for younger workers, for example, in what they're doing. Younger workers can start their own businesses, and they do. Other firms can start businesses that take advantage of younger workers. So I think that the concern about that issue is misplaced. And I think the vast majority of economists agree with me on that point.
Now, and earlier you mentioned pension funds. How do you see this change in raising the retirement age affecting China's pension fund and perhaps investment in stock markets?
We know pension funds have gone up a lot because of aging, the emergence of retirement. We did not used to have that in societies. And now we have these large retired populations and people anticipating retirement, and so we're accumulating large pension funds, and that is something that has really helped to create capital, and it's fostered economic growth, it's strengthened capital markets, I believe. Pension funds have, for the most part, played a positive role.
And lastly, Andrew, if you had one piece of advice for people who are trying to understand the value of raising a retirement age in China, what would that be?
Well, I think that, the bottom line is that people are living a lot longer than they used to. And if they do not work longer, their standards of living are going to suffer. That's just the simplest of ideas, and it's undeniable. And so we need an approach to work that is flexible and accommodates the fact that people are living a lot longer than they used to, and hopefully will provide them with rewarding and meaningful work later in life. I think this is one of the biggest challenges that China faces that we haven't talked about, is that older workers in China are making a lot less than younger workers at the current time. It's very different than the United States. And part of that, I think, is just that younger workers have really benefited from China's economic success. Hopefully they will continue to be successful as they age. But for today's elderly and near elderly, they have very low labor income, and public pensions are really essential to helping them.